Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. We've got 3 great stories today, so I hope you hit the like button, and let's get this started. Karen tries to order pizza from me while I'm eating pizza myself, then refuses to believe I don't work there. Hey Reddit, this is my first post ever, and I felt like this story was good enough to post here. For context, I work at a chain bakery that has a bright blue polo shirt and khaki-colored pants as the uniform, with the bakery's logo embroidered on one of the sleeves. Coming home from work on the bus, there's a small plaza at the stop before mine that has some pretty bomb pizza. And every once in a while, I'll stop by the plaza to grab some and walk the rest of the way home. The uniform there is a fire truck red shirt with the logo completely covering the back and black pants. If someone can tell me how Karen got this mixed up, I would love to know. The cast is myself, me, Pizza Girl, PG, Manager M, and Karen, K. Anyway, here's the story. On this great day, I was running on 3 to 4 hours of sleep, a cheese croissant, and coffee. Had just gotten off an 8 to 3 shift and hadn't had time to grab lunch while on break. So, suffice to say, I was hungry enough that I didn't even care that I was still in my work uniform. I just wanted some food pronto. So I stopped by the pizza parlor, grabbed a slice, some Mountain Dew, and a cookie for the road, and sat down a happy customer. I had my headphones in and was scrolling through my phone while I ate when the staff disappeared behind the counter. No biggie. About a minute later, Karen walks in. It was just me in the place at the time, and the staff was still in the kitchen. The most attention I gave her was a quick glance before looking back to my phone and taking another sip of my pop. I assumed she would just go up to the counter and order, like a normal person, but I assumed wrong. Before I knew it, she was standing right beside my table and giving me that good old disapproving stare only Karens are capable of. This was our interaction as follows. Me, taking an earbud out and lowering my volume. Can I help you? Hi, can I get a... Starts listing her order. I caught on pretty quickly. Sorry, I don't work here. She paused as if this information was too large of a worldview shift for her to process, and in the end, her brain just could not compute. First, don't interrupt me. That's rude. Second, that's a uniform. This is an establishment. I know you work here, so don't give me that attitude. The logic of this Karen made my own brain short-circuit, and I guess it showed on my face because the next thing I knew, her jaw dropped in shock and she was railing me on my horrendous work ethic and berating me over wearing headphones on the job and eating all the product that's meant for the customers. She even went as far as to say I'd made a huge mistake as she was a regular and had more than enough leeway to get me fired. Side note, if she was a regular, she would have known what the uniform looked like. Shaking my head. It was around this point that I remembered the logo on my sleeve and just wordlessly turned my arm and pointed at it. Karen stopped yelling long enough to give it a proper look, and I could see the color just drain from her face. I'm a petty little crap, though, so to rub salt in the wound, I tacked on a not-so-friendly, "See that? What was this place called again?" Then not 2 seconds later, an actual staff member shows up behind Karen and asks if there's any problem. I thought that was the end of it. Till Karen yelled, "Yes, there's a problem. Your coworker was extremely rude to me." Yeah, that's right. Karen was still insisting that I work there. The pizza girl looked at me and recognized me as the girl she'd just served. Ma'am, she doesn't work here." "Don't lie to me. I want to see a manager." So the girl went to get her manager. All the while, Karen is giving me the snobbiest death glare I've ever gotten in my life. I just sighed and took another sip of my pop. Then PG and her manager come back out. "Hi, what's the problem here?" "That girl refused to take my order and was extremely rude. You need to discipline her." The manager, same as PG, looks at me and knows I don't work for her. "She doesn't work here, ma'am, but I can take your order if you'd like." Finally, Karen leaves me alone and follows the manager to place her order. I could hear her complaining about me, though, so I started packing up my things to eat my pizza at home and in peace. PG stopped me, though, handing me a takeout bag with another slice, garlic dip, and a cookie. She said it was both an apology for having to deal with Karen and a thank you for being one of their nicer regulars. Still puts a smile on my face, and this was yesterday. On my way out, though, I heard Karen demanding a free pizza. I hope those guys turned out okay. Woman thinks I'm an Uber. I am not. On mobile, English not first language, TLDR at the bottom, you know the drill. So this happened in a country where English is not the official language and Uber or a service like it is not operating there. I was visiting a friend in another town. When it was time to go back home, I offered to drop him off at the train station so he could go to work his late shift. So I drop him off, and as I don't know this place, I sit in my car and start Google Maps on my phone to take me out of this town. Suddenly I hear my back door being opened. I assume my friend forgot something in the car, so I ask without turning around, "Na hast va Vergensen?" German, as we speak German. An angry voice shouts back, "I don't speak effing German. Speak English if you want to make business. Now stop being rude and take me to address." I take a moment to process what's happening, and I say, "I'm not a taxi. Sorry, could you please get out of my car now?" She's having none of it and shouts, "Of course you're not a taxi. You're an Uber. I saw this guy getting out of this car and you're on your phone. Now, take me to address or I'll make sure you won't get any more customers." Now, my initial shock faded away, and I realize there is a woman I don't know in my car, which is not a good thing. So I start calm and become more and more aggressive. I say, "Woman, I'm no Uber. Now get the F out of my car or I'll call the police." She looks at me puzzled, opens the door, and I'm happy she leaves. What I didn't see coming was her reaction. I still have to enter my destination to Google Maps. Luckily, I had the idea to lock the doors of my car before that. Because while I was fiddling with my phone, she must have seen this. She comes to my driver window and screams, "I know you're an Uber, you effing liar. Now tell me your name and I'll make you get banned." Then she pulls the handle, realizes it's locked, spits on my window, and still screaming, proceeds to smash her handbag on my hood. At this point, I was done with her. My car may not be of value, but this bee will not smack it and add more dents to it. I was about to get out of my car when I saw 2 police officers leave the train station. So I honked. This made the stupid woman more aggressive, but it also made the police officers aware of the situation. They run to my car, one detaining this woman, one coming to my window to ask what was going on. This is when the woman made her mistake. While being grabbed by the one officer, she screamed, "Oh, what the F do you want now? Am I being arrested because he won't take me to my hotel? Oh, kill me already." Well, now she was clearly not in her right mind and vocalized to be killed. What happened next may be in part to the mediocre knowledge of the English language of these older German police officers. They must have mainly understood the "kill me" part and saw the actions of this woman. After they talked to me and I explained to them what happened and I didn't know this maniac, they came to the conclusion she was nuts. So they decided to send her to a psychiatric hospital. Now, I know she was probably released the next day if no judge decided she has to stay longer, but even thinking about this woman having to stay just one night in the psych ward left me giggling the whole 2-hour drive home. Woman thinks I'm an employee serving people in a self-service restaurant. Employee caused problems. Okay, so in short, what happened before the woman came is me and my brother went to a self-service, I hope that's how it's called, restaurant. The employees there must wear their own red uniforms, while I was in some shorts and a red shirt. Both are red, but the difference is huge. Oh, also I'm like 16, and this restaurant doesn't accept below 18. So I went to get whatever we wanted and headed back to the table. So as I was heading back with a plate, the woman stopped me and said, "Your service is terrible. Why didn't you come take my order?" She was calm, and I thought she was here for the first time. I said, "I'm sorry. If you want to order here, you need to go inside, where the actual employees are, and get your food." Those were my 2 biggest mistakes. I talked as if I worked there and told her to get her food. She went inside and grabbed herself a Coke and a banista, it's Bulgarian food, and headed out without paying. I was already sitting with my brother talking because I didn't think much of her and thought she'd realize what was happening and move on. After exiting without paying, one of the employees came and stopped her and told her she needed to pay, and if she doesn't, he'll call the police. It's often that people think you can just pay later here, so the employee's probably used to it by now. The woman says, "What? I need to not only come from the table to this small restaurant-like place to get my food, but also pay for my own service?" Employee: "Of course you need to pay. We don't give out free drinks and food here. Now, come in to pay or I'll call the police." At that time, the guards were already blocking every exit in case she tried to run away, and I didn't even recognize the woman, but I was watching. "But your coworker over there told me I can." She pointed at me, and at this point, she was talking loudly but not quite yelling. That's where the BS started. The employee came to me and yelled, "Why did you lie to our customer trying to get her in trouble? Why are you not in the kitchen to help the others?" I don't work here. The employee says, yes, you do. I've seen you in the kitchen before. My brother, nope, I can assure you my sister doesn't work here. She's 16 and is working part-time in another shop in another town, so please stop burdening us and go explain to the woman how a self-service restaurant works. I didn't have time to say anything. The employee says, why then is she wearing our uniform? Me, this isn't your uniform, it's just a red shirt, and as you can see, I don't even have a name tag like all the employees must have, and I'm 16, as my brother said. Your shop doesn't even hire part-time. Okay, how about coming out to the manager who's inside and ask him? Me, okay. Woman, can you just tell me where to pay? So the guards told her where to pay, she paid and went to sit, while me and my brother went to the manager of the little place. He instantly said he recognized me as his student in PE. After a small chat with him and the employee later being yelled at, we went back to eat. That was an unexpected way to get an employee to yell at me for looking like her coworker, meeting my old PE teacher, and now I wrote my story of how an employee thought I was her coworker. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.